Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Good morning, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Swing Trading Show, Wednesday, February 13, 2019. And we have lost most everything that we gained this morning. And so NASDAQ came back to the zero line. We have a little gain right now on each of the market, but it's not very strong to me. It looks like this bullish cycle seems to be over already, under the resistance, and even though the Dow went through, it was not strong enough in my point of view. And if you look at the SPY today, yes, at one point it broke the resistance, but look at this very small volume for the day. On an average of even the lowest volume are usually about 40 million, and we have 10 million at half day. So that's one of the other thing that tells me that it could be simply over, and the bullish cycle will not continue. So there isn't much in this type of situation. Right now there's a little movement here on some stock, some energy stock, but right now it's not really maintaining the same direction, and to me it's just too early to buy in. And even though, okay, there was some exceptions, like Tourmaline that broke out yesterday and continued a little bit. Now it has reached the previous resistance. It won't go any further. And Cenovus broke out, but I just didn't believe in it, So the earnings were very bad, and maybe the forecasts were better. But, to see the stock breaking out, being stronger than the market, I have some doubt on it. And so far, it just came back underneath the resistance. I just don't believe in it again. So, we had a few pullback, and then that's all what we got. So I think we just got to pass on that first movement. And the gold almost broke its short-term resistance this morning, but it has lost everything again. So it went back to zero. and the stock are still under correction. They're not that bad though. It's mostly a Barrick Gold that went down this morning, and but anyhow. Look at if you have a position on New Gold, I strongly suggest that you sell half of it rapidly because it's overbought right now. It's a top actually, so it should come back to 150. And Detour is to be watched because it's the strongest of the sector so far whenever it breaks the 1350. And but there isn't many stocks on the move. There was a little movement on the mining this morning, but it was mostly because of Rio Tinto and BHP Billiton, because on our side not much is happening, and small correction on Hudbay. First Quantum is sideways, and Teck Resources was breaking down this morning. So forget about that sector again. And all of the other sector are so sideways. You know, look at this rectangle there. It's very narrow, and consumer discretionary shows that. The telecom, the financials, the industrials also. It's about a month and a half now on within the sideways movement. The real estate also sideways. So the whole market is an interruption of its bullish cycle. And look at the staples and even the technology that were breaking out yesterday and came back within their sideways movement. And also the healthcare, it's an upward movement, but you know it's not passing the resistance yet. I just don't think it is still the proper time. It's getting there. It could happen. Let's see. You see the trend here. You see yesterday's resistance and today's resistance. So I'd set that's the healthcare sector, but we have exactly the same movement on the HMMG, the ETF. So it's about 20, 80, 90, 21 bucks. That's around the place where it's going to be beginning a new movement somewhere. So the whole market is on a slow down right now, you know. So even though they're being positive about the shutdown in the States, and they are saying that Donald Trump just said on television that they were progressing with China. But he also said yesterday that he was ready to report the maximum of the March 2nd. You know, they were supposed to have an agreement by March 2nd, but he says, I may gonna extend it further for the tariff if Washington and Peking comes to an agreement. And he says it will only be possible to extend that date if China accept to soften the mechanism of application in certain domain, like when they are forced to transfer of some technology transfer and also intellectual property. So you know, he really insists on those. So we never know what really is going to happen. So, and the only stock that really did something a little bit this morning was Weed when he did reverse its downtrend, but intraday wise. But you know, and the gain was only from 50 to 62. So on the day trade, the perspective there at 62 bucks right now, there could be another intraday movement so far. Okay, let's see here. What do I have? Okay. Robert said, can you analyze VIDA? Okay, we'll do that. VIDA. Oh, I just don't have that stock. Is that a symbol? LLG. Okay, VIDA, I don't have that. LLG, that's not very nice. The graphite is doing bad recently, and most of the stock LG, you see it this way. I have all of the graphite stuff here, starting by Nouveau Monde, and until Zenyatta here. So Mason is on the base, like there, SRG2, Northern Graphite, and Nouveau Monde. You know, they're all down. So there's not much you can do about it. Okay, so Robert, you're just asking too much stuff within the same question. It's very confusing. You have 3 symbols, and you want me to compare with 3 analysis at the same time. I mean, you know, you go for one at the time, because I'm going to spend the whole show on your question here. Okay, HPG, time to buy on NASDAQ, HPG. Finally, I got it. High Power International. Time to buy? No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say so. Look, it's still a correction here, and the stock has done a couple of pullback, and that's it. And it's not a heavy trader. The stock makes no volume at all. That's not an interesting stock at all. You see how many trades this stock makes during a day? A few. Just a few trades, and today its volume today is 4,000 share traded. So that stock has no interest at all to me, and because it's not liquid enough, too easy to manipulate, and but under certain instinct, you know, 330 could be its buying point, and that's all. I know, but this must be on another market, Vida and I just don't have that symbol in my machine, so it's probably on another market. VBUS is still good to buy now. BUS. It's at the resistance already, you know, so 1, 2, 3 time tested, you know, so the stock is heading towards there without really an increasing volume. There was an increasing volume on that day, but the stock went up and down on the same day. So so it ended the day 1 cent higher, so that's why the volume is green. But there was as much volume on the way up than on the way down there, so it's not a proof or anything. And so far, I think the stock is going to remain under 90 cents, and if it does for a few days, whenever he passes to 95, that would be an entrance point. And Dennis is also asking ALEF. So it's quite the same as most of the stock. You know, look, the last bullish cycle has been totally erased. So since then, we had entered a neutral phase. The potential right now from 238, and if you buy, you're going to pay 240 and so, and you have 35 cents. 240 to 275, you have 35 cents, so which is about still 10%. But if you look at the pattern right now, they all have the same pattern. So the potential is until 290, and the breakout is at 245. That's what we got. Guillaume, LABS. I had so many guys that, so many people, LABS, that have asked us for that stock. Of course, the stock broke out yesterday, okay? So there was a nice movement, a second movement after the opening. So that was a nice entrance point. For now on, today, it's not really doing anything because it went up and down. If you look at today's movement is showing, you know, the stock closed here yesterday. So it went down at the opening, then went back up here, and then you see all of that cycle has been erased since we're down to 0 now. Okay, so that is now showing the end of this first bullish cycle on the stock. So now you have to wait until it at this point right now it would be 275, depending how far it's going to go on the downside. But if it would stop right here, 275 would be the new entrance point on that stock. And that's all. I don't have any more questions. So and let's see the crude oil right now. The only sector that was doing something today. So USO went up, went down on the inventory here, but came right back up. So now we have a big neutral situation. And when you look at the energy sector, I think what I said earlier, I think I'm going to pass on this movement because it's not. There is no bullish cycle at all. The only thing we see here is a rebound, and on USO also within its sideways movement. So let's talk about it whenever the stock breaks the $12 line. For the rest, to me, let's see my cannabis, see what it does right now. I think the little movement we have done today is over. The only positive one now it was weed, and I think after 3 times testing its resistance, it's going to come back down as the other are doing. So you know, Aphria lost all of today's gain, and they're pretty well doing all the same thing. But you know, anyway, for a short-term trading, very short-term trading here. Why I don't see the price? Okay, there. Okay, 62, be $62, like 62.20 would be the next time trend points. Okay, so no question. This is it for the show, folks. Thank you very much for attending.